Hello and welcome everyone to our guest lecture series 2021 organized by Department of Religious Study and RL Graduate Council of University of West. My name is Miro Sakya, Chair of Department of Religious Study. Today it is my great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Reverend Prajwal Bajracharya. He is a priest of one of the Vajrayana Buddhist lineage of Nepal and a ritual master, god of the Charya Nritya dance tradition and other ritual form performed by Newar Vajracharya lineage. Prajwal began his training in Charya Nritya at 8 years old, receiving formal instruction mainly from his father, the Buddhist scholar and ritual master Ratnakaji Bajracharya. Prajwal is now a premier teacher, practitioner, and performer of the tradition, and he is a veteran of several world tours with beginning and advanced students around the globe. He founded Dance Mandal, a foundation of sacred Buddhist art of Nepal, to preserve and expand this rare art form and its related tradition. With the survival of this sacred ritual dance threatened by modernization, Prajwal, at his father's wishes, has dedicated his life to bringing this unique Buddhist heritage from the temple of Nepal to the world, while adhering to its original purpose as a profound spiritual practice. Beside that, Prajwal co-founded a Nritya Mandala Mahavihara in Portland, Oregon, which is the first Newar Buddhist monastery in USA. The topic of today's lecture is Sacred Dance of Nepal. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Reverend Prajwal Bajracharya.
Thank you for Miro Sake, who's given me platform for today for this this platform. So I'm so happy that I can share a little bit about my knowledge or learning and practicing and traveling with this dance over 40 years of my practice in this dance. So I'm so happy to share a little bit of what I have in this practice. And also the other part is this, this dance is like as you know, that is very secret. And in Nepal, there's hundreds of different secret dance. And among that, it is this Charya dance, what I'm presenting today. That's like the ancient dance from Nepal. It's over thousands of years. It's been hidden in the Kathmandu Valley. So that's why it is, Kathmandu Valley, when you think about the Kathmandu Valley or Nepal Valley, it means, the country is so small itself, like at 500 kilometer from the east to north to south, and then 800 kilometers from the east to west. And among that, in the Kathmandu Valley, it's about like the 5 miles within there, which is also there's many different castes in the Kathmandu Valley. And among that, like the only the one person or two persons, which is Vajracharya and Sake, who carry this up to present day from the thousands of years. And history show that in Nepal, there's many histories been written, but Nepal is so tiny, people doesn't even write more. And then also we have not a Buddhist government in the Kathmandu Valley, so it's not been known outside because they try to not to promote the Buddhist culture in my country. So that's why it's been hidden. But this is the wonderful thing that is, even that the hidden for 1,000 years, it still survive and it's still alive. That's the beauty about Nepal. And when I go to the Nepal history, so I'm going to share with some of the slide I made it for this presentations. In the traditionals, it's been thousands of years, and it is completely forget about the history of the Buddhisms in the world, because Nepal is, as I say, it's so tiny, and is nobody, right? It's written in a text which is like the Swayambhu Purana, and not that much people are read the Swayambhu Purana, or there's only the few. It's available in English. People can read those texts in the Swayambhu Purana. So it had mentioned that in Kathmandu Valley, it's many Buddha, before the Sakyamuni Buddha, even many Buddha came there to establish in the Kathmandu Valley. So first Buddha, it is known as the Vipassana Buddha. He came there to illuminate the light, and also history show that Kathmandu Valley was the big lake, and he seed the plants and illuminates the light, the thousands of petals of lotus. And then history go more after that. There's also the many Buddha. Those are the Buddhas. If you see in that Manjushri cutting the gourds, there's 4 Buddhas. They are born in there, which is known as like a Vipassana, Karkuchanda, Kanakmuni, and Kashyapa. So those Vajracharya, those Buddhas is been living there since that the Kathmandu Valley been created as a city. So Manjushri come and cut the gourds and keep the send all the water away and establish the city itself. And also the other part in a Charya history, in a secret Buddhist dance history, actually founder of the Charya dance, or founder of the creator of this Charya dance, start from the Manjushri. And also the history, if you look into the history, Manjushri been always referred by the Sakyamuni Buddha. So if you see in the Manjushri, there is a Namasangiti chanting with the 167 verses of the Manjushri, name of Manjushri chanting. It's literally mentioned that like any people need more wisdoms to learn. And they refer, Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha himself always refer to read the Manjushri wisdom. So Manjushri been there for much before the Sakyamuni Buddha. So, and then there's as in the history, people never talk about that the history, but it's in Nepal. Only Nepali Buddhists been there. They talk about that, like the Vipassana Buddha seed the plants which illuminate the light, and Sikhi Buddha comes with the powers and energy, and a Visubhu Buddha comes with the truth, bringing the truthness in there. Kakuchanda Buddha come with the deep in a samadhi and teaching about the samadhi, and Kanakmuni Buddha comes with the wisdoms and knowledge, and the Kasyapa Buddha come with the bringing that miracles energy that is in the cosmically, so that in they call the Riddhi, and Sakyamuni Buddha, final one is comes with the concreting all and bringing together all what we needed for the life. So history showed that way in Nepal, and then it's been still continues. So Manjushri cut the gourds, established the city, and when he followed the route with the luminescence light, he found that that's called a Guhyeshwari in the present day, which is Nairatma temple. There's 2 Nairatma temple right now. One is called the old Nairatma, which is the left side, right side on a computer, and the left side in a computer. It's captured by the government right now, so not allowed for a foreigner to get in that temple. Only that other one, which means old Guhyeshwari. So after that, Manjushri create that it's something that Manjushri follow with the root of that flowers and end in this place. And then Manjushri sit there, but it isn't there. They appear the incredibles, which is they call the Kagana Devasani, which means who live in this air or who live in the space. And she appear to guide the Manjushri what you needed to do. That is known in the present day, they call the Nairatma or Nira Atma, which means there's no soul or nothing there. It's emptiness, but the power. It is the concert of the He Vajra. So this is the Nairatma. It's found in the thousands and thousands of years histories. And then if you go to look into that inside the temple, they only you see the vessels, and under the vessels. So when you go to rich people does a ritual under the vessel, whole incredible, like the whole what do you call the billion, like a giant tank, and people been offering the milk and what do you call alcohols and egg and all different things in there. They just never floating, like thousands of thousands egg being offered, thousands of thousands other things being offered in that hole under the vessels, and it's been never filled with this. So the idea here, so Manjushri, that's also the so that is when it is appear the root of the lotus, it's aimed in that place. It just give you that it is life, it's impermanent. There's not such a thing there. It is like the whole Buddhist principle or the Vajrayana principle with the emptiness nature. It is a give. That's why it's in Nepal, still in the present day, they follow with the emptiness nature. So, and Manjushri, after the guidance for the Manjushri, this is the Manjushri. There's many different of Manjushri. Also Manjushri, how we see in a dance, we dress up same way and we present at the Manjushri. So after the Manjushri left, Manjushri brought it from back in that days is called the Gauradesa. Means that some countries which they brought it the disciples of the Manjushri and bring to the center, and he was being initiated, and he became as the Vajracharya, first Vajracharya in the Kathmandu history, which is called the Santikaracharya. So Santikaracharya is the first Vajracharya. So idea in the Charya history. So Manjushri, whenever it's need a guidance for the Manjushri, he always pray for the Nairatma. And literally, like they say that history been written as the Charya form, the praise been written, and a singing and a devotional song, and then the Nairatma appear, and Manjushri will be guided to what's needed to do. And then after Manjushri left, disciples with the Santikaracharya, and then whenever he needed, he prayed for that, wrote a song and pray for the Manjushri, and Manjushri appear. And among that, after that, we have listed in a history in the Newar Buddhist traditions, we have 75 great enlightened master, but only history, but we don't have that lots of evidence that where it is. And now the findings in Nepal, they have among that 75, they're cutting down to the 32 great living masters back in old days. They are trying to publish the book, what their givings, what their contributions, and they found that it's about 32's Mahasiddha. That Mahasiddha is not much things to do with the Indian Mahasiddha in India. So those are the Mahasiddha is based on the Kathmandu Valley. So this is a place like the first temples or first pagoda has been built in Nepal, and teach about the nature, teach about the reality, teach about the emptiness, teach about how the cosmically world is being made it. So this is the place in the Nepal. It's considered that thousands of years. This is we call self-arising Swayambhu Mahachaitya. So, and then within Mahachaitya, they always have like 5 Buddhas. And the 5 Buddhas, which is like the 5 nature, 5 Buddhas with the 5 wisdom, 5 Buddhas with the 5 reality, 5 Buddhas with the 5 knowledge. Everything's turning to the 5. Even like if you're making any color, you have to have 5 colors. And that 5 colors make the thousands of different colors. And that's also when we dancing that we dance as the 5 Buddhas, we bring it as the mirror and reflecting that the energy take into our body, and every word in the chantings and praise, whatever we call song, Charya song, whatever we call that, every word we take into the body and it fills in the inner part of the body, and whatever it's get into the body, it just arises itself in naturally. So this is like the deep meditations, deep sadhana you do when you're dancing. Dance is not made just for the, just like the, other dance. When you think about a dance, oh, you just hip and move and go along with the music. This dance is the only dance in the world, maybe, that you have to understanding that every single word, and that word have always the meaning, inner, outer, and a secret. So every words have an inner, mirror, inner, outer, and a secret. And if you dance only the outer way, then it is just like, okay, I'm just dancing with this. So when you come to the inner way, they have a meanings in every word. Take that meanings and observe it in the body and making the transformations happening. That is more secret. Once you get into a secret way of dancing, you not anymore exist your body. It is some spirit guide you into the body, make you in the transformations will be happening. So, and they also wear this crowns and make it that happen. So they bring you that energy, something that related, something that meditate on. So they bring as the, like I am wearing the 5 crowns. And in the history, so that those are the tools in the Buddhist history. You may see that is all the different deities, they always have a, let's see, always have a crowns, crown. If you see that the necklace and the crowns and the bracelet and ankle belts, those are the tools how to awakenings your inner part of the body. And that's a tool which we call also the paramita. So each ornament, it represents as the tool to awakenings what we needed for the life. So paramita, when we see that necklace, it's generosity, loving kindness. Without loving kindness and generosity, forget about the life. And then the sila paramita, discipline. Without you keeping this disciplines with the body, mind, and speech, then forget. There's every path, every place you go, they have to have a discipline. Patience with the earrings. Without your patience with what you hear, and then to just follow with that way, you not be success in anywhere. And anything's happening in our life based on what we hear. So if you hear good things, you just, oh, that's a wonderful thing. If you hear bad thing, you get anger. So where is the wisdom way of hearing? So these are the need to be trained in the body. And then also the tujastic for Vidya Paramita with the belt. So every Buddha's, and you will see that something we wear in the West. And then it is come with the crowns, with the 5 Buddhas, with the meditation, every practice, or you have to be meditations. Meditation in that sense, like when you did with awareness, with the drinkings and cookings and the walkings, you're always in awareness, then everything will be perfectly moved. And then those are the wisdom. So it is work with the bindi, the people keep in the bindis and the head. That's the wisdom. So those are the tools with the paramita. It's giving the teachings. Learning the dance is like you just not learning the dance at all. You're learning the meanings and significance and going to the more deeper with the meanings in the dance. So that's why we wear those things for the dancing. And then also among that, I mentioned that there's many Mahasiddhas about Nepal. They went to the Tibet, and then if you found in the Tibet like this Srota Bajra, it's be possible with the Gelab Dorje. It is Srota Bajra. It's the name. It came in the 590 Nepal Sampada, and that was the 4th Dalai Lama in that period of time. So the 4th Dalai Lamas, and then Srota Bajra is considered that live in 12 years in Tibet, and then also the Manju Bajra. Manju Bajra is in the Jampa Dorje. They translate their names and they became as the Tibetans in Tibet. So among that, all the masters who went to Tibet and they became as the Tibetans because they changed, even they translate even their name. So when you come to the present day, like we just lost, like this is like the Newar people, or this is like a Tibetans. So that's happening a lot in the tradition. So those are the master, and they call like the pillars of the Kathmandu Valley, who created, who keep the spiritual energy. And also the other history you may know, that is Asoka, when he like give up the weapons. And the first thing, what he did it like his daughter and sons already, daughter and wife is already in Nepal. They even built the Bihara, what they call Charumati Bihara, and that Bihara still exists. And then the first things what he did it like he came to Kathmandu Valley, and he did the pilgrimage, and every place he goes, he established the stupa, and that stupa still exists. So Kathmandu Valley is way, way, way back. It's Buddhism still there, but now in the present day, everybody, written in history all about goes to India, everything's saying that India, now everything's going to India. But in Nepal, history is way, way, much way before Buddhism still exists in the Kathmandu Valley. So still in the present day, there's hundreds of different texts. And also the particular in a Charya text, like Charya is, as I say, it's not a dance. So if you look into the Charya text, what do you need to know about the Buddha Dharma? Like Sattu Arya Satya Purna Jnana Rupini Deva. This is from the Vajrayana Charya song. And Sattu Brahma Vihara Bevastita Mandale. So it's like everybody's teachings on the Dharma. If you're looking that way, so feel that like so how to understanding the Arya Satya, which means the suffering, full noble truth. So in a Charya dance is that way it's give you like to understanding the Charya dance, you need to embody it with this all the teachings of the Dharma, or carry that all the wisdoms, and then you become a masters in the Charya dance. So those are the mudra. So mudras is when you do the mudra, I mean, you can write and you can forget it, when you're writing the scripture like it's gold. But when you dance, you have to connect it with the mudra. You have to connect it with your body. You have to connect it with your body, mind, and speech in every mudra. So it will be stay. Like if you know that Sattu Arya Satya, when the Sattu Arya Satya come like the sufferings, the life is a sufferings. Then there's a way to get away the suffering. They would understand the suffering. They dissolving the suffering. So when you do that way, it feels like this life, it is suffering. Everywhere is a suffering, but there is a way to make it suffering. There's a way to liberate with the suffering. So you can make with when you start to making mudra, it's a stay in the body and make it transformations. So all the wisdom and Sattu Brahma Vihara with the four happiness. When you look into the four happiness, it's like compassion, loving kindness, joy, and happy, and equality. So it's like a loving kindness with its joy and happy, liberating, and sympathy and kindness, love to everyone, and bring the equalities in here. So that's mudra. It's when you bring it that mudra, it's not just like that you just make it up. So you take it in the body and make it that meaningful to express. And there's a Vajrapani song, na paparina, na punyarina, though no sins, no merit. And Tubani ekaswarupi. So all the universe in one form. So it is like the reality. When you come to the reality, there is no such a sin, there is no such a merit. It's our minds always dance with this way. And then the whole universe in the same way. And Sarpa Vikalpa Vignasani Devi Anuttara Jnana Bharadahini. So every doubt and every crazy things, it is cut through it and give you the internals with Anuttara Jnana. That's the givens. That's who he is. That's the Vajrapani, you can say. And there's also lots of wisdom teaching about Prajna Paye Hetu. Prajna Paye Hetu, Sunya Swabhave Murti Dhyanam. So those are the deities. This is like the Tara, Amokshiti, and Aratara. They always make it that way. Their face, their power, their present. It's like a Pragya Paye Hetu Sunya Swabhava Murti Dhyanam. They are like a deep in a meditation, and their nature is like a completely wisdoms, and a giving the wisdom to completely. And Nirvana Hetu to Karuna, Nirvana, liberating, and the compassions. This was the singer expressed that way. Those are the people, or those are the deities. It is make you into liberations. There's many different things like a Pragyan Paramita song, which is like a Pragyan Parava, Rupa Sunyata. There's a no Rupa Sunyata, Sunita no form. Form is empty, empty is a form. And Edam, Vedana, Sangya, Sanskara, Vijnana, Sunyata, no Rupa, no Sakchu, no Srota, no Ghana, no Jiva. So everything empty, empty, empty. So when you're dancing with the emptiness, or when you realizing with the emptiness, I mean, you need to read lots of book to realizations to bring it that way. And this movement, it's in 5 or 10 minutes, maximum 10 minutes in the Charya dance. It's give you completely make you realization, make you bring that liberation. That's why in this Charya dance, only done in the back in old days, those are the who is enlightened master, are composed, or mostly Charya composed, have the enlightened master, and those who done, they are enlightened. Kaibaka chitta suddha koroi. So you need to, like to get into a life, moving through life, you have to make it to purify with the kaibaka chitta, body, speech, and mind. Kusuma surupi, chandrarupi. They are like always like the flowers in soft and gentles and transformations it's happening. And then some wrathful deities, Dusta Mara Chedani Riddhi Siddhi Daini. There's like lots of in the wrathfuls like a Panchamudra Abharna Narasila Mala. So there's also making that in a Charya dance. They always have like a Panchamudra. That means like the mudra means here it's ornaments. You have to have those ornaments in the body, and then the ornaments is the paramita. And if you have 5 ornaments with that, and the body itself, it's in the 6 they usually consider. So you have to have it. And then also not only that, like they also express the mantras with like Om Ahum Sri. Padma Sambhava, Guru Rinpoche dance, which is they even bring that with how to connect with the mantras and the inner part of the body and make it this transformation happening. And then some of the Charya dance, which is all about Akala Mirtu Nasani, Doe Pasana Bandire, Raga Dvesa Moha, other part within the Dharma teachings. Raga, Dvesa, and Moha. That's like the enemies. That's like the most highest enemy in the Buddhist world. Raga is a desire, anger, and ignorance. And if you can, it's cut through it that way. So to make that the connections, what it will be the raga, what it will be the desire, what it will be the anger, what it will be the ignorance. So fills in the bodies. And make it that way, anything's happening in the body, you completely destroy that. That's the way to get enlightened. That's the way to get to liberations. So if you hold on to that way and having that to understandings, and this Charya dance, it'll help lot. Naga Bharna Bibida Ratna Lankada Lankita Deha Karti. So, and then also there's the iconographies, whole iconographies in the Charya dance has mentioned that. Karuna Mudita, that's also the teachings about Chatu Brahma Vihara, which is Karuna Mudita, Maitri Samadristi Laya, the bringing the equalities and looking in the equality. Here is like they talk about the meaning and the significance of the iconographies of the deities with dahine in the right hand, like a kechari touching to the heavens, Mala, Sara, the Padma, and Jnana. They talk about each elements and each iconography. And mostly Charya dance, they talk about iconographies of the deities. So iconography is a tool to awakening our wisdoms. And if you get understanding that is, it's not like, I'm holding the mala, mala is for what? You have to, learning the dance, you have to know about I'm just making that mala mudra. It doesn't make a sense with the mala mudra to hold it. So you have to be in body to have a mala mudra. So that's why every little object and every little, iconographically, every little things they hold, it have a significance and a meaning. And that meaning and significance is, you have to be embodied that way. As I say, it's always every little things in the Newar Buddhism. Also the mudra means there's only 3 mudra in the whole planet, they call in the Newar Buddhism. They express that way, which is a Kaya Mudra. Kaya Mudra like a form, what you see, and a Baka Mudra, which you don't see. But vibration is there. And a Chitta Mudra, it's a mind, what you see, what you hear, how you feel. That's combined together, then it's become a real mudra. So if you're just making the separate with that Kaya Mudra separate, Baka Mudra separate, and a Chitta Mudra separate, then you're not getting anything there. So it have to be come together in a Kaya, Baka, Chitta, and it is become the truth mudra, which is coming from the heart. You're just not making up, it's just happening. And the history of the mudra also same way. They talk in a Sakyamuni Buddha, touching to the earth, touching to the, giving mudra, is keep changing. And that's why it became a 5 Buddhas mudra. So in simple way of understanding that part also, let's say, for example, this is the flowers. So flowers is the object. And object speaking itself, it's so many different things. Like the flowers can be sting, flower can be smell so good, flower may be not good too. Some flower it's a bit danger. So it is speak itself. You need to feel with this. And whatever you're feeling, you just need to be observant into the whole body. And that's become a true mudra is. So that's why in the traditions, it's have a complete liberation. There's lots of different slokas and chant. They bring you that to the, and easy way of a short way of expressing, short way of bringing the whole entire things. They call a sloka. If you want to know about Pragyan Paramita, or if you want to know about there's every day these have a slokas there. So first you learn about a sloka. Sloka means that way. It's a simple way of what's called concise form of the completeness, basically. And within few lines, sometimes you can see in the few lines, like a Sunyata Jnana Sampujita Devi. So emptiness, knowledge, it's like the completeness one. No rupa, na vijnana, na vedana. There's no form, there's no conscience, there's no feeling. Maha mantra, that was the Anuttara mantra, giving to the deepest and secret mantras. Gate gate paragate parasangate bodhisvaha. So when you learn about the Pragyan Paramita and what it was we look like, the mudras, was like having a mudra, it's like when you're reciting the mantras with a gate gate paragate parasangate bodhisvaha, gate gate paragate parasangate bodhisvaha. If you can read that is, but mind can go in all different directions. But when you're dancing with like a mudra, it cannot go. The mudra, it have to be there, and mudra have to be present. So you cannot make it that, mind go in the daily, whatever's arise. You can, it's have a very specific, and you're moving. So that's why mudra even, or mantra even embody true with this, the dance. So that's why the Charya dance has been really, really important in the Newar Buddhist traditions. And that's why they carry with this secretly and is still into the present day. So So the training is about this dance, how we became the Vajracharya and Sake. There's three different castes in the Kathmandu Valley, Vajracharya, Sake, and Udas. And among them, only two castes, which is now in the present day, Sake, like the mirrors, Sake and Vajracharya, only initiated. They get initiation. So four people pouring the holy waters, and then you became as the nuns or monk in there, and then initiation is started from your childhood tradition, and you start to perform even fire ritual guidance by the master. So once you get the guidance with the master, you perform and you also have the crowns with the 5 Buddha crowns, and you wear and you perform the ritual. And that's what's been initiated. And then once you get performed, you're able to walk to the 7 step like a Buddha walked to the 7 step. He's get a liberation. Then you're about to bang wooden bells, and every Bihara have a wooden belt. So you literally bang a wooden belt, and you became a priest, you became a member of the community, and the rest of your life, you are the part of that community or part of that monastery you belong to. So that's where it's work in the tradition. And so, and in some places it's very strict rules. They have to stay there. If you are take caring the temples, you cannot go out, you cannot go eat out, you're not allowed to touch with the other people. And some places it's very casual, casual. So you do the rituals in the morning, and then rest it's a free. You became a normal. Some place it's a strict in the rules. So, and then also that's who is being initiations, who's giving an initiation for you. Those are became like they have to be embodied as the Chakra Samar and Vajrapani, or highest deities, highest esoteric deities. And each one of them, they have to be honored on their feet, and or like a worship as the god and goddess. So they are the blesser, they are the one who give you the initiation for you. So that's what's in the left on the computer picture. So you see that it's all been honored their feet and bow on their feet. So then they became free, they can dance, they can go. So Vajracharya, it's moving forward, and then when they perform the rituals, they became it's part of the rituals also, the movements and dance, and it's the ease there. So they dress up with the 5 Buddhas, sometimes 3. So then normally they consider that they is authorized to do the ritual and authorized to move on. And this is my family. So I just want to share with you. So I'm a baby in this family. This is we have 6 siblings. That's other one is my father. So we have 6 siblings. So we all the siblings, we started to learning the dance, but somehow that is nobody interested. When you're growing up, it's just like a karma or something that is, we have 6 brothers. It's a 6 different path, and moving into 6 different directions. And it is also interesting, even you have a lineage, carry on to the lineage, but lineage like it's something that is, if you don't touch into your heart, you don't follow with that way. So that's why my father, this is not the Vajracharya lineage, whoever dedicated and whoever practice, they should be Vajracharya, not just only the coming from the father lineage. So my father is break it down to those lineages and give that as who is willing to learn and who is willing to carry on. They are became a lineage. So that's why, my father's, he also, other hand, he see himself in my families, I'm only the dancer, so I became only dancer, and my oldest brother's only the rituals. He does ritual. He is also the painter, but now he is in the ritual. So it's them this to keep continuous this lineage, and also the history. So in Nepal, everyone can be the Vajracharya. So idea is everyone can be Vajracharya if they are practiced and sincerely practice. They can be Vajracharya. So, and there's in Nepal, there's a meaning Vajracharya master. This is the Pandit Asalkai Pandit. He's a great master in a Charya dance. Then other side is that's also my father. He's been dancing and teaching, and also he published 3 books on the Charya dance. So Charya, simple way of understanding the Charya, that we call Charya Nritya. Charya means the practice. Nritya means basically it's coming from the nitya. So nitya, nate, nate. It's become nitya. So nitya means the everyday. So that's why the Charya dance is a practice every day. That means that Charya dance is. So that's why anything you do practice every day, that's where the liberation is happening. Within the Buddha Dharma, you just like, oh, when I have a time, I will practice. You never reach into the enlightenment. You never go to that far. You have to practice every day. So take that energy, making more energy to build. So that's why Charya dance is practice anything you do in the everyday, meaningful way of anything you do, that became a dance. So that's why it's in the early peoples with the masters, the enlightened master, they did a chant, singing and dancing, and transformation, and they are enlightened, and it's a help for other. It's easy to help, and there's also lots of quote in the Hebaja Tantra, Chakra Samra Tantra, Nispano Yoga Bali, Sadhana Mala. They always say that without singing and dancing, forget to get enlightenment. In here, people may have a lot of arguments with this, but in here, what I'm trying to say is, singing is like a mantra, like a chanting and praying and whatever we do into daily life as a Buddhist practitioner. That's the mantras. If you have a completely understanding, it became as the mantra. So it's like a mantra is like the short form of the concise with all the giant text, basically you can say. Big giant text, it's concise form, it's became a mantra. So when you recite the mantra and it's a hit into the point in the body. So that's why anything is a singing with a meaningful way, it's became a mantra. And when you understand it with that way and feelings and connections with happenings in the body, that became a dance. It's internal awakening dance. That's why these are the dance is not like, oh, I'm moving, not in the Newar Buddhist tradition. Dance means like the conscious mind work and make it this meaningful way of life, then it is called a dance. So that's why, there's all the Vajracharya, they have to dance, and even they have to, they have incense dancing, they have lots of secret dancing. We have thousands of dance. So my father collected in his own collections, his own manuscript. He published it, volume 1, volume 2. It's about 556 Charya song. Now my brothers collecting all the Charya song in the present day. They have 1,500 Charya songs is in the present day. It's available. So he's trying to publish. So then it's like when you do the ritual, they have every corners or courtyard or across the street, they have to perform. And this is also one of my brothers in the other left side of the computer. That's also one of my brothers who does the ritual, and then he have to perform along the road sometimes. So to keep that energy moving. And in the particular Charya dance, they use those kind of instrument. They call it panchatala and the damaru. That's only they use. And for the normal singing, they have only the tinshu they use with a symbol gesture, like the tiny little symbol. So in a dance, you will see that, there's the statues, how we became a life of the statue. We dress up same way, we transform in the same way. Like every ornament we get into the body and we connected, we became like a reflections of that deities and bring that powers and share. Like every painting and statues, we bring a life in the dance. And we dress up same exactly, whatever it's iconographically telling us. Iconography means that way it's 1,000-year-old history. So that's we do with the dance in the same way. So we have hundreds of different dance. in a dance mandala here, we produce almost more than 50 different deities dance in so far in the present day. And then it's also history, so that we have a, as I say, thousands of dance, and they have a ragas and the talas. We have, among that ragas and tala, they have a 18 ragas they found so far, and then 42s are 18 tala. The tala means rhythm, and then 42 42 ragas with melodies they found so far among that thousands of Charya songs. So this is our productions in our temples with many different, and also the people, old age, young age, everybody can do this dance tradition. Even you have old age, you can sit in a chair, you can really express and you can move. If you are a young age, you can do. So many different ways. This is dance for like you don't need to use the physical lot of energy, natural energy to use and transform. And also we have mom and daughters can dance and kids can dance. It is make you so beauty and make you liberations. So when you're dancing, it is bring a liberation. And some dance which is not connected to the deities, about the samsara, about the philosophy, about the Buddhism. So that's also we take into the body and transform into the body. And we also have a lot of mask dance, and so different masks with the different deities. That some of the masks we made it here, and some are like the esoteric deities where we do dance, like the Chakra Sambara, Vajrapani, the He Vajra Nairatma, Vajra Sattva, Vajra Dhateshwari, and that they use with the Mudra, and Mudra have through Mudra, it's come from the inner heart in making transformations. So Mudra, if you go through Mudra, maybe someday I will bring this only to talk about only the Mudra. Mudra have a whole universe in it there. Every little thing have the meanings and connected to inner part, body to awakening. So if you get a chance, that will talk. And the same way we have a feet pada. There's also the pada sadhana and other texts, which is give you that more meanings, that every little movement you have, it's connected to the inner body to awakening. So make you healthy, make you joyful way of living. That's also in the part of the body. So this is my teams in the international team. That's what we did in Nepal. And I bow to everybody. That's also the meaningful full way of life to bow. So that's the life. So I don't want to keep more time. So I want to demonstrate a little bit dance for you, which is life a little bit. So I'm just taking a little more time. I'm just going to do the 2-minute demonstration. So, okay. I'm just going to show you the little part of the dance. Is take a refuse dance. First thing in a Charya dance, we take a refuse to the Buddha Dharma Sangha. So in this, we purify our body, mind, and speech, and a negative thought, negative mind. We raise new energy and bring in new energy and transform into the body. And then we take a refuse to the Buddha. And it's just reflecting some of the Buddha natures, taking the Buddha within your own self. That Buddha nature is coming from the Dharma, wisdom, Manjushri pose. And then Buddha, Dharma, wisdom come from the compassions, Avalokiteshvara, Chandraji pose. And we embrace as the Vajradhara, all in once. And this, my suffering body, pray wherever they are my Guru. I bow to everyone, and then bow to everyone's hell, heaven, and earth. So hell, heaven, and earth, I bow, they are my Guru. So that's, I'm going to do simple. Guru Buddha, Guru Dharma, Guru Sangha Tathaiva Cha, Guru Vajracharya, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namo. Bow to the world. Okay, so I'm now up onto the questions. So Anybody have a questions?
Thank you, Prajwal, for your
Thank
outstanding and illuminating lectures, and also introducing rich heritage of Nepal and sharing profound meaning of sacred dance and its significance and benefits, and also performing a short demo. I'm very thankful to you for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now, so we have a few minutes left. So here we begin our question answer session. So please write your question in the chat box if you have. And the first question I want to ask. So Prajwal has been doing not only he's performing sacred dance, but also preserving and protecting our sacred dance heritage in Nepal. So my question is like, what is the current status of the sacred dance in Nepal, and what kind of effort do we have to put into protect and preserve our sacred dance heritage in Nepal?
Well, current day is like a growing. When I was growing up, there's nobody does this dance. Now, like every college and every schools and every place, you have to have this dance. And that's also, we made it this dance as the classical dance of Nepal. So only classical dance of Nepal, if you're looking to, this is only the dance you find in a classical. So now it's growing, but the only things that the people use as the folk dance and modern dance in Nepal. So we need to make it that meaningful to teach about the Dharma and bring it to the Dharma. That's not happening, not that much happening in Nepal. But the dance, it will be survive for long period of time right now. Every kids and every person's doing, but we need to bring the Dharma through along with the dance. That's only the problems in Nepal. So,
thank you so much. Second question from Venerable Srinanda. His question is, why these are called sacred dancing?
Well, it's been hidden for the thousands of years. That's why it's been the secret. So that's only the reasons it's been secret. So it's just came out in 1957. So for public. So that's just like and then it's also go hidden again. Nobody say like, oh, this is sacred dance, you're not allowed to perform. Somebody blames and then go to and then slowly my fathers and the Asakaji Pandit and then other Saptamuni, there's a three Vajracharya, they are like slowly started teaching the Westerner, slowly started teaching the other people, and without telling anybody. So that's why it's slowly built up. So and then I'm not afraid with anybody. So I just came through worlds and teachings that were doing this dance. So because this is a wonderful art, everybody should learn this. For me, like everybody should learn. It's just like monk known to Weber. It's just movements, tiny little movement. It's a help for the body to, basically good for meditation practice. It's good for meditation as well. So.
Thank you, Prajwal. Next question from Chia Khai. Where do you suggest starting for one who has never engaged in dance, particularly interested in easier ones for those with physical challenges?
Yeah, that's I say it's in my talk. So you don't need to be like any kind of physical problems you can do and sit and doing dance. You don't need to get up and do it, but it's a help, like a tiny little exercise and little movements, just sitting there and making this movement, it will be help. Somehow some things need to be moved in the body. That's where the health is come. That's why we do the little exercise in this dance. Like every little exercise is the healing process in this dance. So I have a class which is this Saturday, which is I'm opening because this little bit advanced, but you can still join and make it that. It's a Manjushri teachings about the Manjushri dance, Manjushri wisdom dance. So it's a full dance, but it is really challenging just to get a feeling and connecting. That way you can begin to start. So I'm open, and then I don't have a beginner class right now. So also we have a beginner class actually in Singapore. So I can connect it to the Singapore group too. So I just started last month in Singapore. So.
Next question. Thank you. Next question from Venerable Sumana Kriti. You say that everyone become Vajracharya. What do you mean by that? If I want to become Vajracharya, if I want to become one, can I be the next Vajracharya?
Absolutely, everybody authorized to be, but Vajracharya, they have a certain systems like the practice and the rituals, and if you are willing to perform the ritual, willing to do a purification ritual for the other, willing to do some service for the others based on that Sanskrit text what we use. I mean, willing to learn, why not? I'm giving here, we making the Vajracharya here. We future we try to make it here Vajracharya. So yeah, everybody should be, but dedication is needed. So it's not easy. It's not like a overnight. Oh, I can do it. This need to be processed after learning the Dharma, learning the path, learning the rituals, learning all the things. So that's need to go through it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think one misunderstanding, like Vajracharya means Vajra master, right?
Master. Yeah.
If you practice sincerely, everybody can become Buddha. Then why not Vajracharya?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I think we have to break that taboo, and you have to be born in Vajracharya family to become Buddha.
No.
Yeah.
The history of the Vajracharya, they are known Vajracharya who born into the lineage. So history doesn't have so anything. Who was my father Vajracharya, I became Vajracharya. There's no history. It's been written that way. Vajracharya who practice, who dedicate with Brahman Vajracharya, Maharjan Vajracharya, any caste, any people can be Vajracharya. That's a history is. So we try to keep the history, continue that. Yeah.
There's no more questions. So thank you, Prajwal, again for your great talk.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to another talk on Mudra in future.
Yeah, Mudra in a Pada, it's have a big topics in history of the Mudra and meaning of the Mudra, and each fingers have each generating the chi. That's what we do, all different exercise, mudras, making the meaningful Mudra. So everything it's have a whole chapter in there. So maybe I will, and then people can stay in the home and practice, let a mudra, exercise, something like a warming up and then tappings, this is simple exercise. If especially like those days, everybody's in the computer, so in it, they just, froze with your hand. So those people really need like shake it up with the hands and move it with the hands. So it's a health, Otherwise, you just body doesn't going to not move in future. So, yeah.
Thank you everyone for attending, and stay safe and have a good night. Thank you.